Why, hello, 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 my crown crew. This is your girl, Gloria Jean, a seasoned queen. It's been a while. I took a hiatus, but I'm coming back briefly just to pay tribute to my father-in-law who passed away a couple of days ago. So I wrote him a letter. You know how I do. To get my emotions out, I write letters. So I wrote my father-in-law a letter. He wasn't just my father-in-law. He was my friend. I didn't need a father because I already had a father. My father has since passed, but I had a wonderful father. But I needed a friend. And my father-in-law was my friend for 34 years. Even after my divorce, we remained friends. He said I will always be his daughter-in-law. And I loved that about him. He was just a wonderful, wonderful man. He loved life. He embraced life. He loved his wife. He loved his kids. He loved his grandkids. And he didn't discuss petty gossip. He didn't indulge in foolishness. He lived his life, and he lived his life well. So I had my good cry, but I'm okay. I know he's in a better place. He was sick for a while, and our last conversation was, I believe, March 2020. That was the last time I spoke with him, and I pretty much knew that would probably be the last time I would have a phone conversation or any kind of conversation with him. But I'm at peace. He was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man. And I have to also, too, give accolades to my ex-husband, his son, Ron, because Ron did right by his father. He was good to his father. I remember one time we sent his father and his wife, Sonia, on a surprise trip to New Orleans. That was before Katrina happened, so it was in 1994. And they gave us, as a gift, an album, and they gave us everything in that album that they did the whole time on their trip. It was wonderful. So we have the pictures, we have the stories they told about every place they went. And my father-in-law also too was an entrepreneur, and that's what I loved about him. He always wanted a snow cone machine, and that was a gift too that we were able to provide for him. So the whole trip was about, of course, going to New Orleans, enjoying the trip, having meals and everything, fancy meals or southern meals or whatever, but the prize was he got his snow cone machine. And the one thing I remember about my father-in-law with the snow cone machine, he started a snow cone business. And one year we had a big cookout, and we invited everybody in the sun. My parents came, his family came. I mean, it was wonderful. We had so many kids running around in the yard, and he came in his snow cone truck. I was so excited to see him. I mean, he was one of a kind. He really was. And I wrote a letter to him, so I'm going to read it to you. Alrighty? Know how I do. I gotta put my glasses on. I wrote this a day after he passed away. So he passed away on June 24th. I believe that was Thursday, I think. I can't remember. I think it was Thursday. Maybe not. I can't remember the date. But anyway, he passed away the 24th, because I wrote this. I couldn't sleep that night, and I wrote this on the 25th. So the title is called, I'm Going to Miss You, Young Man. So that's what I called him. I called him Young Man because, that made him feel young, but also, too, he was always young to me because he was young at heart. From the first time we met 34 years ago, you accepted me with open arms. Not to be vain, but you loved a beautiful woman. And I remember that big, mischievous smile on your face when we were introduced. It was your approval smile. Your eyes lit up, and you were truly happy for your son that he had good taste in women, like you did. From day one, you never judged or dismissed me. You accepted me as family. I'm going to miss you, young man. I already do. To me, you were more than a father-in-law. You were my friend. You always made me feel welcome, a part of the family. You loved your wife, kids, and grandkids. You beamed with happiness when you saw your family, and you always had that look of joy on your face when you saw them. I'm going to miss hearing your chipper voice when we would have our long phone conversations. You were a good listener, and we both could talk to each other about anything. You were always so positive and we understood each other. You took the good with the bad and you never judged people's actions. You endured a lot in your lifetime and shared many stories with me that I would never forget. You never felt sorry for yourself, even when you were facing death almost 2 decades ago. You did what you had to do to get better, and fortunately, you did. I was glad you stuck around longer than anyone thought you would, including you. You were a mama's boy, and I laugh every time I remember you telling me the story of how your mom breastfed you until you were 4. You shared with me that you would be outside playing with your friends and run into the house for milk. You even made a joke about it when I was astonished that you were being nursed at that age. I said, 4 years old? Your answer, she must have liked it too. She must have liked it too. We had a good old belly laugh over that one. I knew you were the jack of all trades, but who knew you were a comedian too? There was absolutely no pretense with you. You were who you were. You made peace with your past and kept it moving. You didn't let anything or anybody worry you. You embodied joy, and that's why I love you. I remember our last conversation, I believe it was March 2020. It was hours long, and you told me, girl, we've been on this phone a long time, and I'm sick of talking to you. I had to laugh because you were brutally honest. We had some memorable conversations. You never judged me, and you never indulged in petty and gossipy conversations. You made me feel loved because you accepted and heard me. Even when the inevitable happened between me and Ron, and I had to share the news with you that we were divorcing, you told me that I will always be your daughter-in-law, and you meant it. That made me feel good because I knew we will always have our bond no matter what. I'm going to miss you, young man. I shed tears as I write this to you to make myself feel better about losing you, not just as my father-in-law, but also as my trusted confidant. Again, thank you, young man, for accepting and embracing me into the family once, into the family circle. It meant so much to me. The selfish part of me wishes that I could have just one more long phone conversation with you, like old times. But God knew this time around it was time to let you rest. Thank you for loving me too, and for the close bond that we shared. Always your daughter-in-law, Gloria, or Hey Girl, as you would affectionately call me. Rest well, young man. You have earned your wings. Now you are spreading your joy, love, and laughter in heaven. I will forever love you. So that was my letter to my father-in-law, my young man. So again, he passed away a few days ago, but he will always, always, always live in my heart. And I didn't think I would be this emotional still, but that was my friend. Alrighty, I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.